I saw this and I was like, well, it's kind of obvious to me, but maybe not so much to you. Men are not obsessed with hoes. Men are not obsessed with women who have no self-respect. Men are not obsessed with women who don't respect them as men. Men are not obsessed with women who just let it all hang out. You know, they tell you everything that they do in the bedroom. They present to you on the first day that they see you that they going, you know what I'm saying, they going date for the streets. No man is obsessed with that. Men are not obsessed with women who know it all, who run their mouths all the time, don't know how to shut up. Men are not obsessed with women who think they're boss bitches and they can rule and run over top of a man, you know? And for some reason, y'all act like y'all don't correlate. It's very obvious. It's so obvious. And if this is the type of thing that you want to happen again, it's time to reevaluate ourselves, girls. We need to start getting back being modest. We need to start being shamefaced. We need to change what we're doing, because how can we keep doing the same things and expecting different results? Now, the majority of women today are hoes, and you can tell that they're hoes, and this is why men are not obsessed with you, because they're not obsessed with hoes. They might look at them, they might glance over at them, they might deal with them every now and then, but they're not locking them down. Let's not ignore the fact that a lot of women are bitter, they're hateful towards men, and they're just not nice to guys. Come on, let's keep it real. Let's take accountability. Let's live in reality and not la la land. What's there to obsess over?
We're just not obsessed at all with women who consider us good men as boring. Work, gym, and home are peace for me at this point.
And she Feminine power is not performative. It's not something that you have to put on. So between all of the BBL surgeries and the weaves and the wigs and the makeup and the lip filler, like, you all think that is what femininity is. It is something deep down inside of you that every woman, I believe, possesses, but they never really activate, especially now in this modern day world. It is your intuition. It is your ability to nurture things like your babies and your plants and your pets. It is your softness. It is your knowing. And that is actually why men, they don't see that in women anymore. They see, really, if I'm being honest, they see themselves. You all have become a mirror to a man, and not in a good way.
The quote is, "Women have become that men that they despise couldn't be any better to explain what men are facing and what women have done to us all. Today's women are hustling backwards and lying about the result. Leave them alone until they figure out they're in checkmate."
I'm at the point in my life where I don't care about women. And I'm not saying this like, oh, screw them. No, that's not the context of what I'm saying. God bless women. You know, they're very important. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of men depend on a woman's validation and acceptance to feel good about themselves as men. And that used to be me. But then I realized how dumb that is. Like, you got to get that from yourself by putting in work every single day and trying to get past your struggles. And now that I've accepted this and I've done this for a couple of years now, it completely has detached the need to have women in my life. You know, like trying to go out on dates and meet new, like it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm detached from it. I'm very focused on my life, and I'm not against, like, if I meet someone in public and we hit it off, that's cool. But if not, I'm not tripping about it. I'm cool. And people might think I'm weird. People are like, oh, I bet you talk to girls and this and that. I'm like, no, bro, my phone's dry and I like it like that. Like, I'm focused on my business. I'm focused on being the best I can be, getting closer to God. If I meet someone, I meet someone. But I'm, like I said, I think that's the key, is just being detached and just live your life. And eventually, I think you attract the right people for you. And if not, then that's out of my control. So, yeah, that's how I feel in regards to women, at least me interacting with them. I don't necessarily need it anymore. And I think women should feel the same way about men. But that's just me.
Female fatigue is real.
I am absolutely convinced that men don't actually want relationships. Like, men want their lives as is. They want to go about their day exactly as it is, do whatever they would normally do, and just want somebody there when it's convenient for them, or, you know, for the things they want to do. Like, convince me I'm wrong.
Here's your strong, independent woman. Men wasted years trying to prove themselves, only to be told it was never enough. Never again. We're done convincing anyone. Our energy now goes to peace, not begging.
I am convinced that these men just don't like women. They just don't like us. Not saying that they like men, but they just don't like us. Every time we point out, like, where a man is lacking, right? So it's like, oh, we want men to be more romantic and give us flowers. Their comeback will be like, why am I getting a girl flowers? They're going to die anyway. Okay, you don't like us. I saw a meme yesterday, and it was a man, like, when you're having a bad day and she sends you a selfie and your day gets worse. Huh? Y'all really hate us. We say, like, oh, I love a man that opens the door for me. Why would I open a woman's door? She got two hands. She could open her own door. You hate us. Oh, we love, like, the girlfriend proposals, and we love the decorated hotel room. Why would I be decorating? Yo, just say you don't like us. Just say you don't like us. That's it. And we'll just move on. We'll just move on. Y'all can stop pretending that y'all actually like us. We get it. Y'all don't like us. It's cool. We're going to find somebody that does like us. And then we find the people that like us. Y'all be mad. It's no winning. It's no winning.
Romance, effort, and gestures get laughed at or brushed aside, so why bother? Even when women bring their best, it means nothing without reciprocity. Many men no longer value women because they were never valued back.
Why men don't stay friends with you after you've rejected them. Some women get offended when she's done friend-zoning a guy and he wants nothing to do with her. She feels used. But here's the thing. It can be painful to be around someone you like that, knowing that they're probably pursuing somebody else. It can hurt his confidence. And he has a right to choose the relationships that he wants to be in, especially when he's not getting what he wants out of them.
Brothers, know your worth. Being her backup means you're not truly chosen. If you're not number one, you're nothing more than an option she'll discard.
Is it actually true, right, that a girl can have 3 different guys hitting her up, showing so much interest that all want her? But then there's that 4th guy who wants absolutely nothing to do with her. But that's the guy that she wants. If so, which I think that's the case very often, please tell me why. I don't understand.
This clearly shows why men are walking away. When women chase the guy who gives them nothing, the message is obvious. Kindness, loyalty, and genuine interest don't matter. Men watch as effort gets overlooked while indifference gets rewarded, and it becomes impossible to ignore.
Look at this article I found today. The dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Pathetic. I know you probably can't tell, but I'm quite woke and very alert to social injustice. Woke discrimination in dating should not be tolerated. Also, who wouldn't want this? I mean, look at these bangs. They're perfect. Come to think of it, I've been single for the past 10 years, ever since I started free bleeding in women's marches. But what kind of man doesn't love that level of confidence? I don't even have that many dating requirements. I mean, he has to be a vegan, obviously, and he must have his pronouns in his bio. He must provide proof of vaccination and all his boosters, and he must wear an N95 mask or equivalent during sex, but forget about condoms because that's what abortion healthcare is for. He needs to be okay with the fact that I don't shave any body hair, but he has to be perfectly manscaped with the body of Chris Hemsworth. He also must be okay with the fact that I wear natural deodorant. It doesn't really work, but at least I don't have aluminum seeping into my skin. And last but not least, he must not like video games or sports. So I don't really know what the problem is. I'm a total catch. Did you ever think that maybe it's your attitude? Or maybe it's your irrational list of standards? What do you mean attitude? Also, I don't have to lower my standards for any man or anyone.
Genuine bonds get buried under filters, hookups, and the constant chase for attention. Dating now is nothing but confusion and noise, where authenticity no longer matters. It's no surprise men are walking away, tired of turning empty gestures and lies into something resembling love.
All right, I'm going to be brutally honest right now. The reason modern dating is so bad right now is because of men. Men simping over these women. Look, I'm not talking about the guys who just treat their women really well. I'm talking about the guys who are giving their time, energy, effort, money, resources, giving validation to these girls who don't fucking deserve it, who are doing nothing to earn it. But she's a pretty face, and it makes you feel good because you have a little bit of access to a pretty girl. So you can tell all your friends, like, yeah, we talk all the time, but yet she's going and screwing somebody else. And then a guy comes along and actually requires something out of her, requires her to put in effort. And what does she do? She runs. Why shouldn't she? She already has 10 dudes simping over her, waiting to buy her nails, begging her to wine and dine her. 100 messages on that selfie she posted, and you're right there with them. Stop being a number. Be different. You don't give free validation to somebody who doesn't earn it. Give your fucking time and energy and effort into somebody who's going to match it. Simple as that.
Exclusivity's a myth, the mystery long gone. All that remains is recycled attention, recycled partners. That's the moment men finally walk away for good.
How old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
What do you think the issue is with modern dating right now?
I mean, too many men hurt a lot of chicks to where they don't want to commit really. And so there's just this weird fear of like commitment. So everyone's transactional. They'll meet you in the middle if you do it first. Instead of both people coming in as an outward flow of love and attraction, one person's like, okay, you show me your hand and then I'll show you mine. So everyone's kind of playing like they're conditional. Like if you meet my conditions, I'll give you what you want. Instead of both people just being an outward flow of what each other would want.
But I thought it was just women and children who got unconditional love, whereas men were only loved under the condition that they could provide something.
Yeah, and that's true. Why would a man expect a woman to understand what he goes through as a man to be able to provide? She can't. So she could never fully comprehend how to love him correctly if he's looking at as respect as love. How can she respect you in a way that she doesn't even understand what to respect? She's never put that much work in.
He spelled it out plainly, calm, direct, without ego or begging. The truth? Modern love runs on transactions. Women stick around while benefits flow, not when struggles hit. One slip and the respect vanishes.
I think society as a whole has really damaged a lot of men emotionally.
I think so too.
And because they want us to be masculine, but they don't want us to have toxic masculinity. And then the definition of toxic masculinity swish swashes all the way around. And then the general consensus of so many is just like a man being a man is toxic.
Yeah.
So they emasculate a lot of men, and then men already feel invisible as we get older. Mm-hmm. Because girls are so, I forget who I had this conversation with. Was it Handsome Homebuyer? That was my boy. Yeah, Handsome Homebuyer. He was on the podcast a while ago. And we had this conversation. He didn't feel the same way as I do, but I feel like from speaking to men, from seeing the interactions online with men, you could get an average girl from the middle of Nebraska.
Yeah.
And once she back in the day, she would get the attention from everybody in Nebraska.
Yeah.
But now, because of social media and all this, she now has access to the top 1% of men around the entire globe. And they find her attractive, or they find a quality about her that they like, and they'll fly her out. And now that ruins that girl.
Yeah.
And it also makes the 99% of other men look like shit.
Yes.
And then when it's consistently broadcasted on all social channels, look what this guy did for me, flew me out here, blah, blah, blah. You see the girls that are single going courtside. You know, there was a girl that I was very interested for a little while, like a year or so ago. Courtside all the time. You see her courtside. As a man, you start going,
what is she doing?
Yeah, who's paying that?
Yeah, who's paying?
Because I'm sure she can afford it. She had a nice job, but courtside multiple times a month? Which athlete she fucking?
Yeah.
Like that's where you start to think.
That's where your brain goes.
So we go back to kind of just like men as a whole. Women are constantly noticed.
Yes. Yes.
Whether for the right reason or the wrong reason, doesn't
yes.
matter.
Yep.
They're constantly noticed.
And we're constantly attention seeking too. We'll say that.
And especially social media, attention seeking. I showed my mom a girl on like this Spanish girl online. It was just, but she looks like a white Spanish girl.
Okay.
I just showed my mom. I was like, who wouldn't even think she's Spanish? And my mom's like, oh, she's beautiful. I was like, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
And I showed her another video and she just goes, oh, another one of these. Everything's a selfie. Everything's the fucking the fit check. Like, yeah, we get it.
Men are painted as threats just for existing, while women face no scrutiny. Even going for a swim alone can get a man branded a creep. Hypergamy today is unhinged. Being a loyal wife holds little value. Many only chase rings and titles.
The biggest scam in modern dating. Women are aware that young boys raised in single mother households have a high probability of becoming insecure and emasculated, or becoming an adult male, and women are still electing to become the custodial parent, regardless of the damage done to these young boys. So what happens when these young boys become adults and enter the dating market? Women in the dating market call them weak, with no grace and no consideration, that this man was made by the likes of you. They deny him, and he gets no chance at dating. Now check this out. Men are aware that young girls raised in single mother household has a high probability of being loose and ultimately becoming single mothers. So what happens when these women enter the dating market with this baggage? Men respond with grace and consideration because they also came from similar situation as these women. They accept her, and she still gets her chance at dating. And these men are continuously becoming stepfathers. Women have no grace or compassion for men who come from single mother households. This is the biggest scam in modern dating. See you on the next one.
Men are facing an overwhelming mental health crisis, yet society barely acknowledges it. Every issue gets debated endlessly, but men's struggles remain buried and unspoken. Search for honest voices on male pain, you'll hardly find them. It's uncomfortable, ignored, and dangerously overdue. This silence only feeds the crisis, leaving men slipping through the cracks while the world looks away and pretends nothing's wrong.